and none of your life was tied up with all that, which is what was the case for people down in the Mississippi when all this music that I'm kind of copying was invented, and in fact all music that you've ever liked, probably, if you're a remotely decent human being. And for those people, they didn't count as proper citizens, as you well know, and so they didn't have all this paperwork. So when people come to write books about the history of the music, they often have trouble finding the starting point. That if someone wrote the story of your life, God help us all, then they would look for birth certificates and stuff like that, obviously. And a lot of these people didn't always have birth certificates, and sometimes not death certificates. Very rarely a marriage certificate, and even more rare was a divorce one. And so if you didn't have to provide all this paperwork, you might consider that if things were not going very well for you, you could just piss off. And there would be no afters, and you wouldn't be pursued in any way at all. And to some degree, I guess you can do that now, but your lives are very much tied up with paperwork now. So what people did was they did just that, and they tended, if things got a bit unpleasant, they tended to piss off. And you can see the attraction of that. And so what that meant was that there would be all sorts of impromptu households, and if you met someone and they said, "This is my wife, it's my husband," you wouldn't know if they'd actually got married, and so if they started to not like each other, then they could take the appropriate action. So what that meant was that people ended up sort of married to someone they hardly knew.
At a young age. Often.
And there's a horrible silence gone over the room now. I've said people ended up married to someone they hardly knew. So this is about that. It's not about me or anything like that. Christ no. Shrug and carry on, or grieve that I have gone. Well, I might go out one night, get into a fight, come off second best, and then be laid to rest. But that's alright, oh that's okay, it doesn't mean a thing. Oh, I don't hardly know ya, there ain't no wedding ring, but you're my next of kin. I was moving through the gloom, and you light up every room. There are others down the line that we have left behind. Or some people can be mean, they got nothing to redeem. They watch you as you fall, or they ain't no use at all. Well, it might not last, it might go back, the trouble might begin. Oh, I don't hardly know ya, but I love your wicked grin, and you're my next of kin. someone to another.